Well, good morning. This is a little weird. I was waited like almost 45 minutes for a video to load, and it wouldn't let me go live in the meantime. So I'm sorry I'm late, but this one's not my fault. I was on time. Something happened with YouTube, and I had to just take everything out and redo it and see what happens. And finally it came back in. I don't know. Didn't indicate in my troubleshooting sites, didn't indicate there was a problem, but there was a problem. Oh, hold on a minute. Let's see if I crossed all this stuff out or not. Maybe not. Okay. Okay. A couple of ways that can actually run together. Iran is supposedly the U.S. is making statements that they were getting ready to uh, restart their uranium projects and everything. And there's a U.S. another story says U.S. intel is contradicting Trump's stories. I got no idea what's going on. Does anybody have any idea what's going on? I mean, we got a moron for a leader, and it looks like the departments aren't talking to each other. Nobody's talking to each other again. Uh, you know, the guy that quit, I told you about yesterday, the intel chief that quit, is now being investigated for leaking information. This is just gets better and better over there. They're just really, I don't know. The only nice, there was a lot of little human interest story that I thought was pretty cool. They don't tell me the airport. Maybe in the video they did, but they didn't say anything in the written part of this story about they have these toy stores with all these plush animals in it. Well, in one of these toy stores of plush animals, there was a real live possum. Now I've run into a lot of possums, big ones, and I mean we had some huge possums in New Jersey, and these suckers' teeth were like that. You know, these are little cute ones, which is fine. It's like picking up a sloth, which we have supposedly around here. I haven't seen it. I've never seen one, but they're supposed to be around here. And they got claws like that, for digging and holding on to trees and everything. And they're supposed to be one of the most gentle animals in the world. But anything that comes near my face that's got a claw that big on it, I'm not messing with. It's like I have a hawk that comes around sometimes and sits. He'll sit within 5 feet of me on a post or something. I won't go near him. I'll whistle at him and I'll talk to him. Calmly talk to him or whatnot. But I'm not going to let him pick me up, because if he grabs my arm, those claws in the front would rip my arm apart with not meaning to do it. Just normal activity on his part, just a normal grab. It's the thing you have to worry about with wild animals. I've gotten scratched, almost bitten by squirrels. Uh, Even though that they're in America, they're all these gray squirrels about in the cities are just about domesticated almost. But you can't have them in your house because they're wild animals and they don't they don't behave normally. They're crazy. They're a lot of fun to watch. I've had a chipmunk I saved. I've saved a couple of chipmunks and stuff like that from animals. They were hurt and I picked them up and I fed them and I got them better. And they're cute little rascals. And a pair of chipmunks is the greatest. They're the funniest animals in the world, but they need a lot of room to run around. They'll chase each other around a whole backyard. A 24 square foot backyard. They'll go nuts chasing everybody. Just chasing. It's fun to watch. They tumble over each other and everything like that. So all I do is I feed them in the wild, and I watch them, and I enjoy their being there. I think they're there for us, to watch and be entertained by. I don't feed them bad food. If I don't have the nuts or that I need to feed them, then I don't feed them. I don't feed them salted food. I don't feed them processed food. You know, because they're just not ready for that stuff yet. You know, but I would love to know what happened this morning with YouTube because I cannot figure this out. I had to delete everything that I had loaded, unloaded it, reload it, and then everything, let it process again, and it was fine. And then after it processed, I came here. Here I am. But that was like almost. Let's see. I started trying to do the live video. I finished my posted, uploaded video at around 11 o'clock. So it's been an hour, a little over an hour that I was messing around with that, waiting for it. And I would like to do some other things. And here is not the most comfortable thing in the world. This is not most comfortable chair in the world. I can't afford the more comfortable chairs right now, and it's not just a waste of money for me right now because the more comfortable chairs won't fit in here anyhow. Thing about some of these chairs that you have to put them together. Once you put them together, you can't move them out of the room. It's like furniture. I have a huge project today. Speaking of building stuff, is that these doors that you're looking at behind me are about this far away from the wall right now. They're in the center, and I can't get them to close back in. But we're going to try today. See what we can accomplish. My problem is I don't have access to store there's really close to me. I have to walk and or take a cab, and the cab's all right. I don't mind that, but I hate standing in line. It's a big department store. It's like a Home Depot, which is really what I love shopping in that store, and I love shopping in the home center that's here. They call it Home Center, and yes, I can find the things I want in there. I just I have to know where to look, and that's what it is. He said, well, why don't you get it delivered? Because it costs about 5,000 pesos, which is a little over a dollar. But 5,000 pesos is the money I deal with is pesos. And it's like, we buy food from Exito, which is the same location as the home center. It's a big mall. And you go to get, and you order food, and they charge you 5,000 5 or 6,000 pesos per bag, and they use these little tiny bags. So it's costing you another 25,000 pesos every time you order something, uh, and then your bills are a half a million pesos, which is like a lot of money. Half a million is about 100 and some odd dollars. So because the exchange rates are weird. There's an exchange rate, and then there's the one I get when I take money out of the machine. So I'm not really sure how I do things. I try to explain to my wife how we should pay for stuff, but it doesn't really sink in. Why is this like that? Hmm? Oh, there you go. Unavailable. What was unavailable? See, I got things popping up on this. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to replace this computer soon. I'd rather not do that right now because I just don't have the. I don't want to waste my money on that because of what I'm dealing with my wife with her illness. She needs transportation money every day. So and I'm going to the doctor, and they're not going to like what they look at me. I want to get this. You got a lot of skin cancer again. What's wrong with you? Yada 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 yada. And that's all I do is it's a lot of yada yada yada. So anyhow, uh, there were some unidentified drones flying over Rubio and Hegseth's homes in this military base in Washington, near Washington, D.C. I thought it was Camp David, but that's where I thought Hegseth lived in Camp David. and Rubio did too. But maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But they live at a military base. And anyhow, there's unidentified drones flying all over the base apparently, and some of them came very close to his their houses. And I'm going, well, let me see now. You don't shoot down drones. You don't have the ability. You have the ability to detect them at a certain altitude. Now, what's a house? Two, three-story houses. What, 75 feet, 100 feet? Okay, you should be able to pick them up there. But if they're flying 6 inches off the ground, you're not picking them up. And they fly by hedgerows and stuff like that. So that means that somebody's got line of sight or knows or has mapped out the area very, very well. So that they can fly in there and not get caught. I mean, you can't go in there and see the hedgerow in front of you and go up and then go back down again because you're going to pop on a radar screen. And they pay attention to pops like that. It's not like uh, you're in the middle of nowhere and nobody cares what that is really. It's a different story. So anyhow, that one's done. What else is going on? I can't really tell you because I don't remember what I was doing before, but I was just so pissed off. And this isn't the coolest place in the world to work. It's very hot down here. Although it's here's this. I can't tell if the sun is out or not. Oh yeah, it's out there. Yeah, it's difficult to tell sometimes from where I'm sitting. But that's story of my life. Well, anyhow, I'm gonna uh, cut this video short because, like I said, I wasted a lot of time dealing with this crap, and I'm really sorry if you guys missed me today. But this is the one day was not my fault. I was on time. YouTube just gave me grief, and I don't know why. Or my computer's getting old. I don't know how old this computer is. You buy a new computer down here, and the last time I bought a new computer, it was 5 years old. Sold as new, it was 5 years old. They don't have anything that was made this year. They didn't have anything that was made the current year. Now I'm not sure. I have to go find some. I've tried buying them from Amazon, but they won't ship them to me. So, and they're a lot more expensive. All right. Anyhow, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm sorry about this stuff, but it wasn't. I can honestly say, without trying to blame anybody else, I have no idea what happened, but it wasn't my fault this time. You know, but that's what happens when you go live. It's reality. This is what happens when you're live. And you're operating out of with a computer cam, and that's it. You don't have all the fancy equipment. You're not in a studio someplace. Where you can have stuff done right away. All right, that's it. Find a subscribe button because you can't just. You just can't fake this shit. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.